Okay, so I had to hunt down a blue crayon. I needed to find a blue crayon and I need a red crayon. And the American flag is going to be behind him, but we don't want it to look as cool as the eagle is. So we're just going to do a fun flag this time. And we know that there are stars in the American flag. Stars are hard to draw. So if you know what to do, that's great. But if you don't know how to draw them, let's go ahead and outline them in some blue first. What I want to do is on the American flag, the blue part is the top left corner. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say about halfway down or so, and it's going to bump into the eagle's head. Whoops. But I don't want to draw blue into my eagle. I'm going to pretend that line's continuing, and then I'm going to go on up. And it's okay if my lines aren't straight. I'm not going to worry about it. What I want to do, if you have a pencil, you can do it that way. But I want to go ahead and show you how to draw a star. Now, if you know what to do and you're not worried about lines being in the middle, that's fine. I don't care. I don't think anybody should care if you're still learning. Now, if it really bothers you, get a pencil and I'll show you what to do. But that's if you want to erase the lines on the inside. What you want to do, and there's 50 stars in the American flag. We're just going to do something fun. So you could do different size ones. You could have them going in different directions. You can do what you like. You can have them overlapping each other if you like. But what we want to do is draw kind of like the skinny sides of a triangle. All right. So up and down like an upside down V. And then I want to make sure I've got my point because this is the top of my star. And I'm going to draw a line across. Right? And then what I want to do, I don't want to join these two lines together. I want to join the next line over. So I'm going to take that line and join it. And then I would be doing the same thing if I went from this direction first. I don't want to join it to this line next to it. I want to join it to the other line. So if this matters to you, you can go ahead and do that and then erase the inside if you don't want to show the inside of your lines. Okay, so if that matters to you, you need a pencil because you can't erase crayon. But I wouldn't worry about it. Let's go ahead and do it again in the crayon. I'm going to do the two sides of a triangle. That's kind of skinny. Right? And then I want to do my line across. And then I want to join not the next line over, but the one after that. And I'm going to go here. And I would be doing the same thing here. I don't want to join it to this line. I want to join it to the next one, right? And then maybe I'll do another small one down here. Now, if you know how to draw the outside of stars, that's terrific. That's where you're just going to draw 5 triangle tops. You just say point, and then you want to draw another point here, another point here, and then you would do the 2 bottoms of the triangle down there, there and there. So if you know how, that's fine. But this is supposed to be for fun. So don't worry about if you have lines on the inside of your stars. They're still going to look great. So we can put in some different stars and we can make them different sizes. And maybe they're all bendy and they're not all perfectly straight. And maybe I'm going to do one where over here and just put a bunch of stars in there that you like. There's 50 stars in the flag. We'd never fit that many, and if you're going to do that many, you're going to be bored fast. So you would want to fill the rest of this in and leave the inside of your stars white. We already started in blue, so all we want to do is fill in the rest with the blue. So go ahead and add our colors around and just be very gentle and color carefully so that the inside of our stars will stay white. Now, if you did the block lettering assignment, you have seen a gradient. Or if you did the mystery potion bottle thing where you could be a mad scientist, that's the extra credit assignment. It should still be up online if you want to do it. So we did a gradient, and you can do those here. This would be a fun time to do it if you like gradients. And what that means is that you would have your nice normal touch of doing your crayon here. But then you're going to take part of it and keep adding more and more and more and more color. And maybe you'll push even harder with your crayon so that parts of it will be lighter and parts of it will be super, super dark. So those are always fun to do. If I want to do that with my feathers, for example, I could come down here and I could just add lots of extra color. I'm pushing pretty hard with the crayon there. Maybe I want to add it, maybe I want to make it darker at the top of the eagle, and I want to just add more and more color, and I'm pushing pretty hard. That way I have a lighter color, and it's getting even super lighter down there at the bottom. But you want to pick an area that's nice and light, and then an area that's medium, and then you can add some dark. So that's when we transition from one color to another, like we've done in some of our previous projects. Sometimes you're changing from one color to another and you want to let them blend. This time, instead of changing colors, we're changing the pressure that we're using on our crayon. So if you want to do that, that would be fun. You don't have to, but maybe you could do it here in the corner of my nice light touch of blue that I'm using on most of my flag here. And then if I want to do a gradient, I just got to be careful that I'm not hitting any of my stars. So I want to have my nice blue in here. And then if I want to do a gradient, it means gradually. That means that you're changing without it being a sudden thing. So here I've got my regular blue, and then I'll start adding in more color to make it even darker. It's a different value. It's more intense. So darker usually just means that you're adding more of the same color, or you're adding more shadow to it. But here I'd be using my regular color. Here I'd be using a little bit more color. And then if I want to finish off that gradient, I've got my light color, I've got my medium color, and then I want to push and add a dark color. So if you like that, you want to put it on top of the medium color. And then we're going to do something similar for our stripy red stripes on our American flag. Now this is a pretend American flag. We're not going to worry about, does it look like the real thing in the classroom? Okay, we're going to go ahead and use just a red crayon. What we have to do is imagine that we're not seeing the whole flag and then it's going to go on through the eagle. We don't want to draw on top of the eagle, but it's behind him. So we have to imagine that. So I'm going to do some lines here. And I'm just going to let some of them be curvy. Maybe my flag is blowing in the wind. And I can do the same thing. I can have that nice light touch. And maybe then as I add up some more color, maybe I'll make it dark on one side and add some pressure. That's up to me if I want to do that. But what I want to do is have a red stripe under my blue. And I got to pretend that it's behind the eagle, like it would be going through him. But I don't want to color my eagle red. I'm going to go ahead and go across, and then I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off. And maybe some wavy lines, maybe some straight lines. So I can do this whatever way I like. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in my color. And I will finish off my stripe. Now this is still a light color, so if I want to do a gradient, I think I'll do it at the top. So I'll add in some more color, lots more color on the top part. And then if I want to do the gradient to make it go from light to dark, I got to push and push a little bit harder to get a little bit more red in there so that it'll look like it's changing from this lighter red to a medium red to a darker red.